YouTube? Ffxiv here, coming back at you with another Final Fantasy 14 video. And today, I want to talk about a couple grievances and a couple of thoughts I might have. And it's something I think a lot of the community is actually going to share with me. First of all, the grievances have nothing to do with the developers at all, or the game itself. So with that said, let's get into it. New players. Man, we have so many new players. I am so psyched about all these people coming in. But one thing I've noticed, I mean, this game's been getting a lot of attention on streams and YouTube, which in and of itself is a bad thing. If you're new to this game or you're looking at playing it, I would highly suggest not watching the streams. Watch spoiler-free content only, and then go back and watch the streams to see how the people react. If you're streaming this game, I would definitely say clip it to react to spoiler reactions so people who have played the game can see your reactions. But one thing I've been noticing is a lot of the veteran Final Fantasy 14 players, or at least players who have beaten the game, are just spilling out spoilers nonstop on people's streams. And luckily there's a lot of people coming up there and telling them to shut up, but I'm going to say it here, shut up. I don't want to see a lot of these new players say, you know, fuck it, I'm out, because of a couple douchebags. And because if you're going to spoil this game, dude, like if you're literally going to spoil a Final Fantasy game, regardless of what Final Fantasy it is, you're a giant douchebag. I'm sorry. Final Fantasies are known for being intensive story driven, and Final Fantasy 14 is no different. I mean, I am seeing so many players from WoW who are like, I'm not a fan of story, but dude, this story's got me hooked. And while I don't agree with every single thing that I've seen some of these WoW players say, I still appreciate them being in the game. So if you're watching somebody stream, dude, shut the hell up. You know, react to their reactions. Don't answer questions. Just say, yeah, oh man, this part makes me so sad. Oh man, I hate this part, or I love this part. Oh dude, this is so cool. Or you can even, you can even tell them, oh dude, you're gonna love the next boss. The next boss is so cool, he's gonna blow you away. You can say things like that without telling them what it is. Case in point is, I think, let me look up I want to look up his name 100% so I don't make a mistake here. Let me pull my subscriptions. I'm sub to the guy here. Let's see. Alnino 9. Alnino 9, man, I'm loving your content, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, dude, watching you react to the whole Soken video and just having that make you want to try this game, dude, you have no idea the feeling I got from that, man. And I am watching every single one of your videos. Sadly, I live in Japan. Trying to catch your streams is really hard, as I work 12, 13-hour days, but I catch them on YouTube. I see all the crap people are doing in your streams, dude, and I did reply on your stream, not your stream, your message you left, and I'm going to kind of say it here. I really hope you watch this, dude, because I mean the world to me personally, having instantly fallen in love with your content and your reactions and just how much you're loving this game. So my advice for people streaming this game. Here's a couple bits of advice I'm going to give you. First of all, to be fair, try to avoid spoilers in the cutscenes. On the picture, and make sure there's no spoilers in the title, and make sure you say there are spoilers so people know. And that's the best thing you can do to be fair on your end. I ask all streamers, be fair on your end if you're putting your clips on YouTube, just to be fair. The other thing I would do is I would disable stream chat and disable Twitch chat. Play the game as though you're not streaming it. I would watch you play as though you're not streaming it. You don't have. I'm not watching your reaction to chat. I personally am watching your reaction to the game, and I can tell you, all of you streaming this game right now, unless you're doing what, oh god, what's the other one doing, man? Like, there's so many of you guys I've started joining. I just love Beyond Gaming, man. Beyond Gaming. By the way, dude, congrats on your T11 clear. I can't wait to see you clear T12, man. I sadly couldn't watch the whole stream. I had to pass out. But, dude, Your streams, I think, and he is a good example where, him streaming, he needs to more react with the community because he's communicating on it. He's streaming a hard ass raid. I mean, the Coals of Bahamut's Underleveled are probably one of the hardest raids in the game, just because of your lack of abilities. But if you're doing the story, man, if you're just doing the story, my advice is disable stream chat, disable Twitch chat, disable comments, and play the game, and let us see your reaction. That's what we want to see. I mean, El Nino, I've honestly, man, I've watched your reaction to a certain incident I'm not going to talk about, but dude, like, I just love seeing your reaction to that part. And honestly, I do end up skipping your videos just to see your reaction to the big moments. So, I would personally, if I were you, and to everyone streaming out there, disable your stream chat, disable your YouTube comments, disable your Twitch, disable all comments and chats on those videos. Make sure the picture on your video is not a spoiler. Make sure the title's not a spoiler. Make sure people know there are spoilers, because I want to see your reactions, and I don't want the game to be messed up with. I'm loving you guys in this game, and I want to see you guys stay. And again, if you're seriously, guys, even if it's not hard to not spoil it if you're spoiling it on these streamers, man. Just let them, unless they ask chat, hey chat, blah 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 blah. Don't say anything, or even lie, dude. I would lie. I mean, like I would straight up lie if, like, for example, Al Neo and I, if I'm watching his stream, I would straight up lie, dude. If he says something, this is this, I would tell him, oh, dude, how did you know? You're so smart. Just so he could be blown out of the water when he finds out it's not true, and his mind is, he was totally going down the wrong path on his ideology, just because it's gonna increase the reaction when he realizes, oh my goodness, this happened. So, if you're accidentally spoiling, guys, just don't say anything about the story. Don't say anything. If you're watching a streamer, react to their reactions. Don't talk about the story. Period. Don't refresh their memory unless they ask. And I would leave it. I mean, honestly, most streamers are gonna ask somebody in the community they trust. So again, if you're just an average watcher, shut up and react only to their reactions. That's part one of this video. Another part I want to talk about, and I think I might add one more after this, I'm not sure, is the concern of WoW players coming into 14, and not just WoW players in general, but the toxic fan base of WoW, that if you watch any WoW player, when they talk about the community of Final Fantasy 14, they always bring up the toxic WoW community. And so let's talk about that. And I'm gonna pick one who has probably the most toxic chat that I had seen. I'm talking about Asmongold here, and I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be Asmongold. This part is Asmongold and his Twitch chat. If you guys are part of that, just hold on a second. Let me finish what I'm saying before you feel like I'm gonna bash you all. When I first watched Asmongold's first videos, I freaking hated him. I thought he was just another one of those WoW haters who was too stuck up in his own damn game to look at another game and be like, hey, this could be good, this could be cool, and instead throws insults out. And to be fair, Asmongold, that's what he did in his chat. And like, man, you watch anything on Final Fantasy 14, it's Weeb, and I'm so glad Bellier is coming out and saying, this is not a Weeb game. I'm so glad to see the WoW players who are like, dude, this is not a Weeb game. It's so good to see these people who were sitting there thinking it was a Weeb game coming in and being like, holy crap, it's not a Weeb game. Because this is not a Weeb game. Anime has many styles. This is a more realistic style. If you've never seen Vampire D, that's its own style. There's a difference between an animation style and like shonen style. Okay, big difference. So, every time I'm watching the videos, I have to see weeb, which is honestly pissed me off because it's offensive. Especially as a person who lives in Japan and knows the culture. Trust me, none of y'all know what the culture's like here. It's really difficult. Is it better than American culture? My opinion, yes. It's really damn hard. And it's not anime culture. But with that said, Bellier Gaming, I watch him a lot. I've been watching him a lot lately, and he said something about Asmongold, which really opened my eyes a bit, and that was about how Asmongold criticizes WoW a lot too. And ever since then, I went back and I started watching Asmongold with a different mindset, and I really found that, yeah, he's actually pretty fair. And I do definitely think he was more fair on Endwalker, and I definitely think he's gonna love Y'shtola. I think her being a Mikote ain't gonna fucking matter, because I hate Mikotes. I felt the exact same way. Fucking cat people. Fucking Lalafels. I felt the same way. And, man, Pippin's a pretty kick-ass Lalafel, dude. Like, I like Pippin. And, okay, Pippin's the only one I like, to be honest. Oh, no. Papaimo. Pippin and Papaimo, man. Dude, those are the only two Lalafels I like, to be honest. Y'shtola is probably the only Mikote. No, Y'shtola and I think Grana are the only Mikotes I like. And they're really cool. And I do think that when Asmongold gets to these parts of the game, he's going to have a different opinion on those two characters. Do I like Mikotes? No, I'll never be a Mikote. Sorry. I'll never be a Viera, even though I do like the Viera in Shadowbringers. She was pretty cool. I'll never be a Lalafell. 3 classes I'll never be. I will only be an Elazin, a Hira, or I forgot the Dragonkin. The Dragonkin. Those are the only 3 I'll be, but I like to be myself. So, but watching his videos, I've noticed that his chat is still extremely toxic, but he's been more fair. That was until one video, and this one video really started to help me relax. That and talking with a gaming kinda Chris, who I really like. I mean, I really like this guy a lot. I think he's really cool, and you know, I would love at some point to be able to talk with him like in person. That'd be the coolest thing ever. Because as a WoW player, as him being a WoW player and me playing WoW before, I mean, I did end game content in WoW. I did some mythic raiding, got my ass whooped. I do really respect his opinions on a lot of things, and he did make something that honestly I hadn't thought about, and the point was very, very accurate and kind of made me feel like a jackass, to be honest. So let's get back though. Let's talk about Asmongold's chat. When he reacted to the Soken video, it was the first time I had not seen that chat shoot weeb games. It was the first time I'd seen people in chat saying, damn, I'm going to go to Final Fantasy 14. It's the first time I've seen his chat be 90% positive of Final Fantasy 14. Still, he had 1% of the assholes, but that's always going to happen. I didn't expect a perfect score, but man, it was different. And I think that Asmongold's chat for the first time saw what all of us Final Fantasy 14 players know. That our community our developers, the dev team cares about making us happy. They don't necessarily care about us, but more making us happy, because that's their job. And I don't want the dev team to care about me. I want them to care about making me happy, and that's what they do. And I mean, I still got, there's still some people talking about how it's a PR stunt, but well, they don't know what they're talking about, personally. But after watching that video, this is to go out to all the Final Fantasy 14 players who are terrified of WoW players and think that toxicity is going to come with them. It's not. Because the first thing WoW players find out when they come here is, my god, the community is not toxic, they help me. And I've noticed that those WoW players want to return it. Good example, Beyond Gaming. I watch his streams and he's very positive. Hey man, let's get this shit done. Let's do this. And yesterday, I mean, what was it? 2 hours to clear Phoenix? And then I think he went another 5 hours on the final turn of Kola Bahamut. Spoiler, Bahamut. And you know what? The man was polite. The man didn't once rage anybody. And I think he is a perfect prime example of what we're going to get with 75% of WoW players. 75% of the WoW players that come in are going to come in, be like, wow, this is amazing. I'm not getting raged. And they're going to be positive. That's going to be, and that's going to be due to several different, a couple different reasons. Reason number one, the community is for the most part way more accepting and willing to help than WoWs. There's still toxic players, man. Like, seriously, there's still people that are stupid and decide that your class is trash, even though they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because they've never played your class like you have. Or they take opinions from somebody else and decide that they should have that opinion, or that you need to watch that opinion because it's important for some reason. You get those jackasses, the ones who spoil the story. But the majority of the community is a really positive community, and even in cases where people are talking shit about your class, it's not just this horrible big fight. It's, dude, I don't agree with you. You do what you want. I don't agree with you. Which is honestly a more mature argument. The second thing is balance. Man, these classes are all balanced. And this next comment, Sprout Jake, if you see this next comment goes to you, sir. I'm watching your videos about which jobs you want to play, etc. And, you know, one thing you said, which is I think is a big mistake, is how you are on the fence for Red Mage because of DPS. Dude, this goes to all of you WoW players. It doesn't matter your DPS. Lower DPS classes have more raid utility, and every single class can do every single content in this game. No group have I ever been with has kicked somebody for not playing a class they want, for playing a class they didn't like. I have seen, it doesn't happen, dude. Play what you like, and that is point number 2 of why I don't think toxicity is going to come into WoW, into 14. Sorry, thought 14. People are going to play what they want to play, and when they're playing what they want to play, they're having fun. In WoW, you have to follow the meta. And let's just say, I like Dark Knight, but if I have to play Warrior to do content, I'm not going to want to play this game, and I'm going to be a dickhole when I'm in-game because I'm being forced to play the class I don't want to play. Because Final Fantasy XIV has done a great job of balancing by not creating multiple specs to one class, which originally I wish they had when I was, you know, because I used the WoW system of that. Now I'm glad they don't, because it's allowed for a more balanced situation. So due to the community, due to balance, and there's one more thing that's going to keep the toxicity down, and that's the active Final Fantasy XIV GMs. If you have never talked to a GM in this game, I have personal experience. The GMs will contact you within 30 minutes usually of you filing a report. They will talk to you, and they can whisper you wherever you are. And if you're in a dungeon, say, hey, I'm in a dungeon. They'll wait and talk to you after you get out of the dungeon. No concerns you have will ever be ignored by these GMs. And they will look back on the logs, and as long, you know, and I mean, I had a case where, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I cussed the guy out because he was literally going on the logs, the F14 logs, using a system that is banned in this game, and then doing the biggest, probably no-no in this game, other than, you know, racist or sexist comments, DPS shaming me, even though I was in the top 30 percentile, but since I wasn't in the top 5 percentile, I got DPS shamed on, like, the fight before Kefka. And I hadn't cleared Kefka Ultimate, so he shamed me for that. When we were gonna go into an extreme, what's her name? Tsukiyomi. Since I hadn't cleared Savage Kefka, God Kefka, he raged me on an extreme Tsukiyomi. We hadn't even gotten in the fight yet. We hadn't even gone in. We were still in party fighter. He just started raging me. And I never got banned, even though I did cuss him out. But I'm pretty damn sure he got banned, because I've been banned before for something. So I do know they ban. But due to banning systems and the highly active GMs, the community being already positive when they come in and not wanting to bring that toxicity with them, because I truly believe the majority of WoW players do not want to bring toxicity over with them. They want to escape the toxicity. And due to the balance, so that every class is viable, every class can do a raid, and you can play it on any class you want, I don't see toxicity coming into this game. And in all honesty, if somebody wants to really make a trial account, just then go and yell stupid shit, well, they add to the player base. Let them. Because to be honest, in the end, they're just increasing 14's numbers, making it look more appealing just to try and attack 14. They're doing good. by being stupid. With that said, guys, there's one more thing I'm going to hit on, and this is a big one, and this is going to all the WoW players coming into 14. So, but I think this is important. I know a lot of you are very experienced WoW players. I know you're probably experienced raiders, or you're experienced in some other form of an MMO. Final Fantasy 14, and I felt this way, and I had finally heard somebody else say this, and so I'm going to say it too. But I did hear it from somebody else's YouTube video first. I don't remember who, but I'd been thinking it before I'd watched that. This is an RPG MMO. It's an RPG first, MMO second. It does not follow the same rules as WoW. And I think the biggest disservice you can do to this game is to tell people to play it in the way they play WoW. Even for stupid quests. Now, does this mean you can't have an opinion? Oh, hell no, have an opinion. But one thing that's very important is wording. And I'm not going to say who said this. If you saw the video, this isn't going to be a blast on him. I just want to make this as a point because this is an example. So I'm not going to say the name. But somebody said pretty much that a certain set of quests in A Realm Reborn should be played like you do in WoW. I have a big problem with this because should is not the correct word. Should means that's the way everyone is supposed to be doing it. That's the proper way to do it. And one thing about Final Fantasy 14 that is constantly being hit on is there's no right way to do it. Every way is right. Sorry, no wrong way. Now, I personally think if you don't go through the story properly, it's not going to have the grip on you. And I think Chris and Shadowbringers from Work to Game and Gaming Kind of is a good example of when the moment didn't have the biggest grasp on him and he had to go back and look up and review versus God, I can't remember Ginger Prime Gaming's real name, versus him, who I also like, who is a big story person and already knew what was going on and it affected him more deeply. While you don't have to play the story, and you should not play the story if that's not your thing, I suggest it purely for the fact that it's going to give a deeper impact, and you never know who, regardless how stupid the quest is, will have an important role. With that said, if you're a WoW player and you want to make a video about Final Fantasy 14, I would be very careful to voice it as suggestions. Okay? Break out of the you need to do it this way, you should do it this way mentality of WoW. And go to, hey, this worked for me. If you're suffering what I'm suffering, I suggest you try this. As an English teacher and an English minor and someone who minored in English in university, I can tell you wording means everything. So, guys, that's going to be it for this video. One more time, a shout out to all of you new sprouts, man. I hope I see you guys in dungeons. I'm on server I'm on is Midgard Stormer. My name is Ffxiv Lane. You can see my name if you'd like. Feel free to shoot me a friend request, man, and I would love to run with you guys. I would love to teach you guys some new content. If you're streaming and you want to do some raids in the future, man, weekend, dude, I'm all for doing some raids with you guys and taking you through old content. I love it, and I'm loving you guys in this game. So that's going to be where I ended. I hope you guys all did great. Oh, sorry about that. I hope you guys are having fun. Please, if you watch this video to the end, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm really trying to work on getting this eventually to something that's more than a hobby I barely do, to a hobby I can regularly do, to hopefully being able to make it a more full-time thing. With that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Ffxiv Lane, signing out.